Yeah, I just woke up, but sorry I'm late. So, today I'm talking about my IBS project, The Art of War. So it's really a book that talks about how, war was starting and the main character used strategies and philosophy to, I'll just explain it. So the title, I already said it, the author was made by John Midford. The journey, it was kind of like military strategy because he explains everything that went through the time that he was there. Yeah. The year of publication, originally the text was made by Sun Tzu, this guy, owner, in the 5th centuries, but it was translated by Midford in 2002. So the setting, I said the time and place, it was kind of like ancient China. It was during the spring and autumn period, so back in whatever time it was. So in the significance, I said the setting reflects a time of constant warfare and political turmoil. I said that it provides background on what Sun Tzu, what he used as his military strategy and also his philosophy insight. I said that it also can help people that are reading it now and the ancient people that were reading it back then, because it still applies to what we're going through today. So the main character is Sun Tzu. He's a character that explains on what he does and what he does throughout his whole journey, and that he's full of wisdom, certainty, and knows what he's doing. He never does something without thinking before it. I said that the role that he does is like a teaching and guide. He's presenting timeless strategies for warfare and leadership so that people in the future can also be ready to face what he faced. And I said the development, the text does not follow the narrative arc, but presents a philosophy that involves through its chapters. This book has, I think it has 17 chapters. I've read it. It's a good book. If you really want if you really want guidance on something, I'd say read this. So I said the plot. So The Art of War is really something, like I said before, military strategy and tactics. It covers various aspects of warfare, including planning, strategy, battlefield tactics, and the importance of adaptability and intelligence. So while I was reading, I found some key points on what he was talking about. The importance of strategy, because you're always going to need a strategy to, be able to go into war and know what you're doing. Philosophy, I said that he's really smart. In the book, he explains everything that he did and how everything went perfectly fine. I said significance of knowing oneself and the enemy. So in the book, he didn't know who was his enemy and who was his friends or himself. He thought he was an enemy, but then he ended up acknowledging and did a bunch of stuff. Flexibility and adaptability in battle. So in the book, at first he went into war, did not know what he was doing, but he went again because they got sent back, and he went again and he trained to know everything that was important so that he can actually do good the next time. Role of leadership, literally he was being a leader the entire time. There's people that were giving up on the war, and he decided, you know what, he's gonna take it into his own hands. He was scared too, but he did leadership, right? So leadership implies to this. Sorry, but I just woke up. I'm so tired. The major themes. So strategy and planning, I literally said that before. Throughout the whole book, this is a big book, and throughout the whole book, he explains on different variety of strategies or whatnot. The description, the use of misdirection and the sight a key tactic in warfare. So, what I mean by the sight as key tactic in warfare, it means that he found, he was looking at these little key words that could match or help him in warfare. So this book is literally, it's the art of war. So that I think there's a bunch of war that was happening over an art piece, and it was, I think, it was a long time ago. I think it was like I said before, in the 5th century. The adaptability, like the need of flexibility and responsive to changing circumstances. You literally, bro, adaptability, you always need that. With that, bro, he changed everything. Like, he literally changed everything. And at the end, they were literally all happy. The connection to the story, like I said, that includes to the theme. I said these themes are essential to the principle laid out in each other's chapters, guiding both hysterical, like what I mean by guiding both hysterical applications of the text. Literally, this is a history book. It's a history book. It talks about warfare, war, talks about anything. This talks about history that went on back in the 5th century, of people that were fighting, having war, like anything. Yeah, okay, and then for the symbols, water symbolized the adaptability and flow, reflecting the need to be flexible and responsive in strategy. That was a symbol I found. And also fire represents the variation, condition and factor that influence the outcome of conflicts. So it's like, water does strategy, flame does, So these symbols, like I said, these symbols were really underscore to the core principle of the adaptability and strategy awareness. So these symbols weren't really something that like hit me, but then when I reread the book for the second time, it really hit me because it showed how like flame is always used to destruction, but water is always used to like be more like aware of stuff, like, if you know what I mean. So the writing style is literally just like the modern days writing. Like, it's all like you know what I mean, like it's all really separated, and it's like how do you call that, like, those books where you talk to a person and another person, it's literally kind of like that. There's 13 chapters, and they each focus on a different aspect of warfare and strategy. It's such a good book. I recommend it. The narrator's perception, bro, like, why am I studying? Perception is a third person view, because it's literally everyone. The impact that it had, like, it had a lot of impact, because when I was reading it, literally, it was so boring. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. It was the most boring thing I could ever read, but now it's really good, and it can have an impact on a bunch of people that are going to the military to have strategies. The conflict was literally, I said the central conflicts are eternal, the challenge of mastering oneself and one's own weakness. And I said external, the tactical and strategy challenge faced in warfare. So those were the two conflicts that I found, like, the central ones. And I said I also added the plot driver. So, like, the plot, it was these conflicts drive to exploration and strategy and tactics essential for overcoming adversities. So what I mean by that is that, like, the plot was really like, it was weird at first, because it literally it jumped straight into it, like the 5th century, and I didn't know anything. But the plot now is really like tactic, like if you want tactics and strategy, or if you just want to do whatever you want, really. The tone and mood, I said, like, the emotional atmosphere was really it was sad and happy sometimes, of course, but it also engaged the reader in a thoughtful way of strategy principles, and like it just shows like the sense of timeless wisdom throughout the whole book. The key quote was all warfare is based on deception. I got that in chapter 1. Another one is, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. That was in chapter 3. And the last one was, in the mindset of chaos, there is also opportunity. Chapter 5. So these quotes literally were from Sun Tzu, his strategy philosophy, and the importance of describing self-awareness and adaptability. For symbolism, like I said, water, and yeah, I already said that. So personal reflection. So my thoughts and reaction. The Art of War offers profound insight that extends beyond military strategy. Like I said before, it can literally help you, and it can help you in your personal life and a professional life. But I also said that my curiosity, like a question I would ask is, how can the principle of the art of war be adapted to the modern non-military context? That's a question that I would always ask myself. And what are the application of Sun Tzu? Like, what does he do? Like, how did he do all this? Like, he explains how, but I truly don't know. But yeah, guys, that is my video for my book. And yeah, now I gotta do my work.